Back in Mumbai, it's time for Devgn to get into promotion mode.
Back to Bombay.
Kickstart our promotions today.
Yeah, today's the first day actually.
So what's the schedule like?
We're going to the Marriott. We are in the Marriott. We are promoting all day today there.
Yeah. So we'll see you there?
Yeah, we'll see.
And as the clock ticks away, it's interview after interview after interview.
This one, no? Ready. Nupur, beta, darwaza band kar de. Acha, boss.
And tell Harish to stay inside. Harish.
Hey guys.
लड़कियां इसके पीछे घूम गया. Ready, roll.
A short break, and then it's back to more media grilling.
Ajay, go Harish.
Yeah, one second.
By the time I'll start sweating more, get order, roll.
Are you ready to roll?
Yes, all ready. And silence, please. Come on, roll. Interviews and a lot of interviews. It's too tedious. You're answering the same questions again and again, and you get sick. So we're just taking a break of 5 minutes after every interview.
Enjoy.
Thank you. 2 minutes more. Kaya.
I'm a huge fan of Ajay Devgn, and when I heard I'm getting an opportunity to work with him, I was very, very excited. I think as an audience, I've always thought that he had a very, very intense image, and I always liked him in films like Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. In fact, when I met him for the first time, I told him, I liked you in Omkara, and I liked you in Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. And when I met him, he is, such a sweet person, such a jovial person, and very contrary to the image that I had of him in my mind.
Who's sitting there?
Me, my
Chalo, ready.
Hi, how are you?
Ajay, how many to go?
I think 200 done and 300 to go.
Yeah. 500 more to go actually. Seriously.
I think 2 more.
But it's extremely important. Promotions are very important.
For most of his career, Ajay has been known as Mr. Reserved. Today, though, all that has changed. In fact, he is now Mr. Media Savvy.
Thank you, sir.
There is a change in Ajay Devgn, and he's more open. He's more open for the media interaction, city visits. And all. Earlier, he used to not do that much. Earlier also he used to do, but in a limited. But now we have to do more. Actually, there's a requirement also, and from his side also, he's opened up. Like he's a friend actually. Like how you talk to your friend, and so the atmosphere on the set or at the time of promotion is very casual. It's very jovial.
Nearly over. One more to go.
But where does he draw the line?
Like yesterday itself, after a point we had 3-4 interviews left after finishing something about 12-15. I was like, I can't do it anymore. You're answering the same questions and you're going on and on, so I had to stop. So yes, but it's part of your job, so you need to do it. When I'm mentally switched off and I'm tired, I'm like, no, I'm going home now.
6 hours later, a visibly tired Ajay is finally ready to head home.
Yeah, we were sitting and discussing and planning what to do tomorrow, so we're all done for today. I want to go home, meet my kids, and spend some time with them. Good night.
A home he shares with Mother Veena and Father Veeru Devgn, the veteran action master. As a young boy, Ajay grew up on his father's sets, surrounded by superstars. A fact that his co-star of many films and family friend Amitabh Bachchan vividly recalls.
We'll have to go back to his father, because that's when our association started. Viruji was, as you know, a stunt coordinator, and my first meeting with Viruji was when we were shooting for Reshma Shera for Sunil Dutt Saab's film, and many a times during the shootings, Ajay used to come along, a very young kid, very thin, and a bit self-conscious about what he was and where he was. I always used to see him somewhere with the group of his fighters that his father worked with. That's how I came to meet him first. And thereafter, of course, you know, he came into films and he had tremendous success, and we came to know each other.
Can you recall your first meeting with him? I mean, what kind of impression did he have on you when you saw him or met him for the first time?
Well, when I met him for the first time, I had the same impression that everybody does, that, you know, he's a tall, dark, silent guy and very, very quiet, doesn't talk too much. And of course, I had issues with people who don't talk too much at that point of time, still do. So, I mean, it was just one of those, you know, he was just, oh God, you know, who's this guy? Why doesn't he talk too much? And why doesn't he talk at all? Not even too much, but why doesn't he talk like how normal people do? You know, we'll sit, we'll chat on the set or whatever. But he's one of those, he's just sit in one corner and have a cigarette and, you know, have his coffee. And so that was my first impression of him.
It's been almost 22 years now that I met him, and obviously we started working on, like, he was an actor for me, and it was my first film as an assistant director. But the best part about him was, like, he didn't behave like a star, or, you know, that he's the hero on the set. The first day we met him, and it was like he took an effort to be friends like him. A very casual guy, and I think till today he's the same.
An overnight sensation, Ajay's entry to stardom was quite by accident.
Honestly speaking, I wasn't taking my work so seriously at that point of time. I was 19 years old, and Phul Aur Kaante just happened when I was like enjoying college. I was an assistant, I was doing my own thing, I had my friends, and suddenly, you know, Kukuji came and said, "You're doing this film for me, and we're starting next month." I was like, why? I'm really enjoying life right now. You know how a 19-year-old guy thinks. So the attitude throughout Phul Aur Kaante was that if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to take my portfolio and move into offices and say I want to work. So that's what I thought then. So when the film worked, I don't know what I felt. Because it just happened, and it didn't even hit you that the film has worked, and you started working generally.
When did you start taking work seriously? Like, when was that point where you figured...
Honestly speaking, I think the first 10 years of my career, 7, 8 years of my career, all of us, I think, Salman, myself, all of us, whoever were there, we were just doing films for, okay, और वो चलती भी थी. So it was not that, yaar, we have to really perform, and we used to do 18, 20 films at a time.
I remember.
So anyways, you couldn't concentrate. I mean, being there was work for you.
To those who don't know him, Ajay appears to be an introvert. But ask those close to him, and the answer is, well, exactly the opposite.
Well, he's definitely an introvert. He's definitely intense, a little too intense at times. But yes, that prankster part of him is there as well.
He's one of my most extroverted co-stars. He's constantly talking, he's constantly playing pranks, he's constantly having fun. He's never like still for a moment. He could be probably like sitting, but there's always some action constantly around. He's friendly like with like the whole set, you know, our whole team, everyone. But I think this whole image of him being the brooding, angry superstar, intense, it works for him. But I don't see him as that, because he's always been fun and he's always fun to be around. And yeah, I think everyone just kind of loves him.
Through Satyagraha, I've really gotten to spend a lot of time with him, and I think he's a wonderful guy. You know, I mean, we're just talking about it. We like a lot of things which are very, very similar. You know, we've got very similar tastes. But he's a great guy. I mean, he's a very relaxed, chilled out person, and he'd always come across like that. He likes to make people comfortable. You know, he never makes a person uncomfortable. And he's quite a prankster, quite a big prankster actually.
Wherever even he goes, he's been questioned by this, that he's a prankster. But you see, a little bit here and there keeps on happening on the sets when you're working at, you know, for 100, 110 days, 120 days, the whole unit is together. It becomes like a family bonding. So, you know, there is a lot of things which happens on the set.
I think it's an amalgamation of the man, really. It's like everybody has different sides of their personality. And, you know, nobody has only one side. And that's what's so fabulous about him, is that you can see those two sides quite clearly in the man and still know that he is stable, solid, and, you know, correct.
With my colleagues, with my friends who I'm comfortable with, I have a lot of fun. I think people have this image of mine that I'm an introvert because, you know, it takes a lot of time for me to get easy with a person when I meet a new person. So I'm always very quiet. But once we start getting along, which I usually do with most of my colleagues at co-stars and things like this, it gets a lot more easier. And anyways, you're working away from home 60, 70 days like we're here in Bhopal right now. You need to have a rapport, you need to have fun. That's what we're doing.